through this.
What if your 911 console could tell the difference between real human in real trouble and an AI soap opera with a fog machine? And do that before you even say, 911, where's your emergency? Today, we're going to be opening the green channel, a faster response lane for person, place, and device that are verified. Less noise, more signal, and dispatch decisions that feel like second nature. That's coming up next on TiPS Today in Public Safety.
Welcome to TiPS Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Here's your host, Fletch, with today's tips.
Welcome to TiPS Today in Public Safety. This is Fletch, I'm a NENA certified ENP, and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I bring you the latest, most informative, and sometimes controversial takes on emergency communications. Today, we're taking that deep dive into digital identity integration in NG911 and how a simple triangle, person, device, place, will unlock a green channel of trusted data that makes every decision at the console faster and safer. Why identity? Why now? Swatting 2.0, deepfakes, and spoofed CLIs aren't edge cases anymore. That's just Tuesday. NG911's bringing video, sensors, and enterprise feeds into the ECC. Without a trust layer, it's a fire hose into a blindfold, and identity turns chaos into clarity. The PDP triangle. Let's break it down. The first, person. A call taker needs to know who is asserting the facts. It might be a citizen, a school safety officer, or a firefighter logging in. The who is a verifiable credential, meaning role, authority, and expiry, not just a name. Next is device. That's the signal's mouthpiece. You know, the phone, the smart vest, the BDA panel, body cam, panic app, whatever. This presents a device certificate that simply says, I am what I claim to be, and I'm allowed to talk to public safety. And finally, we have place. Location is identity's best friend. A signed GIS-validated civic address, plus a floor, plus a zone, ties the event to reality. Place claims can be as simple as, this phone is inside the east stairwell geofence, level 4. Binding PDP equals the green channel. If you can't bind all three, you still accept, but it's the yellow lane, and it's got guardrails. Obvious fakery? Well, that goes in the red lane, and all those bots can just scream into the void. 5 high-impact use cases. Number 1 is a swatting filter. AI voice calls from throwaway apps lack a provable person or device. They fall out of the green channel, flagged for verification, while real calls keep moving. Number 2, school incident. The district safety dashboard is pre-credentialed. It includes live cams and door status streams with signed device and place claims. You get authenticated feeds and not a YouTube roulette. Next comes responder access. A captain in the field taps a responder wallet credential on a tablet. From that, role-based access instantly unlocks HVAC and hazmat sheets, all logged and time-boxed. Number 4 is a medical opt-in. A citizen's personal safety app carries a minimal signed health profile, for allergies and critical meds. You get just enough to treat safely. And the last example, enterprise alarms. A smart panel sends a real smoke level 6 west CO rising alert, along with a device certificate and building place claim enclosed. No password spelunking and no multi-portal chaos. The design principles. First, you have LRUI, that's least revealing useful information. This is where you share the minimum claims needed to act. You replace the raw data with verifiable attributes. For example, adult diabetic present versus their full chart. Next is outage modes. If identity infrastructure hiccups, calls still flow, but green channel degrades to yellow with clear operator cues. This way you never block life safety. Next is revocation and rotation. Lost phone, contractor offboarded, credentials die fast. Then comes the audit without creepiness. Even though every access event is logged, content minimization is the default. And finally, interoperability first. Carriers, enterprises, and PSAPs must exchange standard claims. No bespoke snowflakes in the storm. 5 steps for your quick start playbook. Number 1, map your PDP. Inventory who talks to you, person, what they use, device, and where they are, place. Number 2, pick your green channel. Define what gets fast-tracked. For example, pre-credentialed school feeds, responder tablets, and certified building panels. Number 3, pilot one flow. Choose a single high-value use case, for example, school video. Issue the credentials, test revocation, and run a tabletop with yellow and red cases. Number 4, train the console. Produce UI clues, green, yellow, and red, with tooltips that explain why. And lastly, policy plus equity. Provide the paths for citizens without smartphones. Ensure opt-in identity never becomes a barrier to service. So in closing, digital identity isn't fancy garnish. It's the seatbelt for NG911 data. Find person, device, place, light up the green channel, and your console goes from prove it to move it. That'll create fewer false alarms, faster triage, and better outcomes, without drowning your team in logins and legalese. That's it for today's episode of TiPS Today in Public Safety. Thanks so much for listening. For more updates and insights, remember to follow me on most social media platforms at Fletch911, and you can visit 911tips.com for a complete archive of all of my previous episodes. Stay safe, thanks so much for listening, and if you're in public safety, thanks for what you do every single day. Take care. I'll catch you next time.
You've been listening to TiPS Today in Public Safety, your go-to podcast for today's breaking stories and public safety news. Hosted by Fletch and available every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 911tips.com. That's 911tips.com. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember to join us each week for the latest on NG911. I am Spider Harrison, the official 911 voiceover dude. Catch me on Sirius XM on various channels, including 90s on 9, the 10 spot, and on the Weekend Countdown on Hits 1. Or don't regret for the rest of your life. Either way, I'm good.